Hello and welcome back to what is currently a very filthy garage on a somewhat chilly September morning. As you can see, I actually did the thing. Over the past couple weeks, or X amount of weeks it's been since my last video and I talked about building the modular layout, I've gathered some track, switches, track pins, fish plates, isolators in a single number 8 Pico turnout. And I even bought a drill press just for this project, along with some other bits and bobs. But over the weekend I went and got the lumber, and finally after a day or so got myself motivated to put these together over the weekend. They're not done yet. I need still need to put the cross bracing on. They're not exactly sturdy as it is, but as a proof of concept, I mean, they're there. I'm going to go with a single track main. I'd found the center point and drilled my alignment hole right in the middle and ran a line right down the middle. So it should be pretty easy to line up. You can see I didn't use any alignment dowels, but this ain't going to be coming apart very often, except for me like expanding it, or if I need to take it apart for scenery or whatever. I'm not taking it to exhibitions or anything, so it's most never going to come apart. So I can live with that. I also managed to cut some of the straightest lines with a jigsaw I think I've ever cut, and the end result is something I'm actually really proud of. Give me a second, I'll flip this over and show you underneath. There, as you can see underneath, there's nothing particularly special. I need to get some longer bolts so I can put washers on these. I did some head math and thought these would be long enough, but the thread just barely sticks through. I can probably get one washer on, but not one on each side. So I have to do that. And I also picked up these adjustable feet off Amazon. These are not kind of nicer than what I was originally going to do. I was just going to get a 2x2 and bolt the leg and bore a hole right down the middle and get one of them self-tapping nuts and, you know, bolt and stuff that's been done like that for a while. But I found these on Amazon and they're pretty nice. The feet are kind of made of a cheap, I guess that's just a cover. I guess there's metal underneath. I thought it was just a cheap plastic foot, but I guess it's better than I thought. The only thing I don't like about these is because I didn't have the cross bracing, I ran another bolt on the outside here to sturdy it up for the time being, and I don't like having that on the outside there. But when I pick up longer bolts, I'll probably get some flathead or Phillips or something to go in there. And then as far as the spacing goes, I didn't even measure that out. I just grabbed the closest object, that looked about right, which was my 90 degree, and just crammed it in there, and that was my spacing. So these are 20 by 48 inches, and give me a second to put these back and I'll explain to you the plan for the time being. So anyway, like I was saying, these aren't done yet because I ain't got the cross bracing or anything on, but I'm not going to lay the track down until I get that done. But when I do, one of these it's just going to be a straight shot, and the other one I'm going to have put that turnout on, so I have at least one siding for the time being to put stuff, and to explain why there's going to be like some random siding out in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to continue the road bed out a little bit past to where the track ends and glue some ties down and try to make it look like it may have been, at one point been like a double track main, but they've since pulled it up, some of it up, and left that little bit as a maintenance siding or whatever. Just so there's a reason it's there and it doesn't look completely out of place. So the next step is, after I get the track and everything done on this, which I'll be doing throughout the week, and next payday I will get the lumber and try to knock off at least 2 of the corner pieces. That'll give me a big U. And then maybe the payday after that, build 2 more. And that'll give me a complete oval. Once I have the complete oval, I'll go downstairs and start dismantling the layout in the HO layout in the middle of the room. Which I'm sure it'll be sad, but that's part of the reason I make these videos, is so I can go back and enjoy it, at least through video form. But at least these won't be stuck here, or at least this layout won't be stuck here if I move. So after I get that part done, I plan on building 2 more of these, just like these, and that'll be where I'm going to put like a station, my station, like a passing siding and stuff, little facilities, and then these 2 will be bolted together and go to one side, and that'll go to the other side. And that'll be all I've got for now. Hopefully I can start knocking off some scenery on some of this in the meantime. After I get the track laid and I can take some measurements, I'm going to go into Tinkercad and design like a little hill thing to put on each corner. So when I do the start doing scenery, because I want to make it kind of hilly and kind of model it after the English countryside, since I've been doing a lot of 00. I mean, it could be New England or whatever, just some foothills, or just so it's not boring and flat. But I'll put one on each corner, so no matter which way I flip these, they'll line up. And I'll base all my scenery off of those. Then after I get all that done, then I can start trying to decide if how big I want to make this. Because I can start adding, at that point I could start adding to it and making it larger. And my kind of ultimate goal with this is I be able to make multiple pieces, I can have, or modules, and make different like scenes for each one that I could swap out if need be. Because I only have so much space for so much at a time, but I could have different modules stored out here on the other room. With, like, if I want to, like a random business, I could, if I'm bored, I could just make a module with some random, like, switching operations or whatever, and then if I get bored, then I could just swap it out. And the possibilities are endless. And I'd like to have like 00 Pacific modules and HO Pacific modules, you know, just stuff like that. We'll see how far I get with it, because I can tell I move at a snail's pace, but I'm kind of excited about this. And then at some point I'll have to figure out like a lift out section, so I can actually like get in the middle of all this, which is kind of something I want. Like I said in the last video, put a little office chair or something in the middle and just slide around, get to everything. But I figured I'd show you this much. It's only 2 little tables, but it's a start. So I will get you some more updates when I get some more stuff done.